this is Monica, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my experience in applying for UK visitor visa. This is the first video of the three videos that I'm going to be sharing with you regarding UK visas. Because I have applied for many different types before: the visitor visa, the fiance visa, and recently the spouse visa. So I have applied the visitor visa for myself, and recently I helped my mom and sister applying for their UK visitor visa from Indonesia. So hopefully there's something that you can learn from this video, and that if you find it useful, please give me a like, thumbs up, so I know that I can continue making this kind of video in the future. Thank you. So where can you apply for this visa? You can go to the official government website on www.gov.uk, and there you can search for standard visitor visa. And here you can see everything you need to know about the visa, how long you can stay in the UK for, and what you need to do, and what are the requirements, what you can or you cannot do while you are in the UK. They also tell you how much it will cost to apply for the visa. And reviewing your application, there are 5 things basically that the Home Office is reviewing to decide whether or not you can enter the country, whether or not your application is valid. So the first is who you are. They want to know your background in your home country. You need to provide proof of your identity, your family, where do you live, and what do you do. They want to know if you are single or married, and who do you live with, if it's your own property or you're renting or living with your family, and if you are employed, self-employed, or currently unemployed. So you need to gather documents that can prove who you are, and where do you live, and what do you do in your current home country. In Indonesia, um, some of the official documents, such as the national ID, KTP, Kartu Tanda Penduduk, and the family card, can provide a lot of this information. And because it is not in English, you have to translate them into English. Translate them to English legally. And next is the purpose of the visit. So the Home Office would want to know what is the nature of this visit? What are you going to do while you're in the UK? Where are you going to stay? And how long are you going to stay? And who are you going to stay with? So you would need to plan ahead your arrival dates and departure dates from the UK. If you're staying with family or friends, you would need their details like IDs and proof of address. If you're staying in hotels, Airbnb, or whatever, you need to provide the proof of the reservations. And so it is advisable to book refundable, to make refundable bookings, so that in case the application is rejected, hopefully not, you will still be able to cancel the application and get a full refund. The next one is very important because your visa is a visitor visa. The Home Office really need to know that you have a plan to leave the country. So you need to let them know when are you going to leave the country, why you must leave the UK and come back to Indonesia or anywhere else in the world, and you can prove this. And how are you going to leave the UK? Even though it's not officially required to provide flight tickets, I would usually book in advance refundable flight tickets to show them that I have planned of arriving and departing from the UK on such and such dates. If you have a job in Indonesia, or if you have some dependents like children or any responsibility in Indonesia, you can prove this, and this can be your reason to return to your home country. Next is for those who are going to visit the UK to visit their partner, family, or relatives, or whoever is the sponsor of the travel. You need to provide as much details of your sponsor. Are in the UK, where do they live, what do they do in the UK, and why they are sponsoring your visit. Of your relationship, if it's your family, then your close family, you can show them the family card. If it's your dad or mom or sister, also ask them to write a letter of support to explain your relationship, and you can provide photos your photos together and your communication exchange, emails, WhatsApp, and Facebook photos, social media photos. And obviously, if there are communications, texts that you wouldn't want to include on the photos, on the screenshots, you can always blur them out. You are not required to show every single text that you have with them. And if this is your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, you would need to explain and prove your relationship. When did you guys meet? Um, what's the nature of the relationship? How often do you guys meet and where? And provide the proof accordingly. And the fifth is financial proof. You must prove to the Home Office that you are able to support yourself while in the UK, that you will not, you're not going to be needing to access to their public funds. And if you have a sponsor in the UK, like your partner or family, you are going to ask them to give details of their financial, such as bank statements, what do they do in the UK, what kind of work they do they have fixed income, are they self-employed, all of this has to be proven. Even though you have a sponsor in the UK, you yourself must be able to support yourself, just in case the sponsor, something happened between you and the sponsor, or something happened with the sponsor that they cannot support you while you're in the UK. So you need a backup. You need your own saving as well. Though there is not an official amount of money you need to have in the saving, but you need to calculate for yourself how much money you're going to spend while in the country. How this you can find this by calculating how many days you're going to be in the country, where are you going to stay, the hotel and food, accommodation cost, transportation, and so on and so forth. So if you're currently employed, it will be good to provide proof of that, and wage slip, employment contract, just to show that you have a fixed income. But also, if you're not unemployed, you can explain why you're currently unemployed, and what is your financial situation, and how much saving you have in the bank, and how you're going to support yourself while in the UK. So those were the five things you need to prove to the Home Office. The first one, you need to show who you are, your ties to the home country, where do you live, who's your family, what do you do in your home country. The second is the purpose of your visit, and the third is the clear plan of leaving the country. The fourth is any relationship proof with your sponsors, and the fifth, proof that you can support your own self while in the UK. There are various reasons why your application may be rejected, but basically, everything that I have explained before, if you fail to prove it, your application may not go through successfully. The first one, if you fail to prove who you are and the strong ties you have to your home country, because then it can lead to the doubt that the Home Office may have of your reason why you need to return back to your home country. The third is lacking of relationship proof. If you have got a sponsor in the UK and you fail to show that this sponsor can um, support you while you're in the UK, you cannot prove where they live, what do they do, and if they have low income, and doubtfully can support you while you're in the UK. Next, if you cannot provide um, any proof of accommodation or flights, while it is not officially asked, required to provide the flight tickets, but you can at least provide where you're going to stay, the booking reservations, hotel reservations, and how you're going to get to go to the UK. Never ever provide false fake document, fake information, because the Home Office has ways to double check, to cross check your information, your data, and your sponsors' data with other organizations, other third party organizations. They may contact bank employers, your employer or your sponsor's employers, whether or not they work in the company, and they can also cross-check your data with other countries if you have been there and if you have overstayed before in the past. I had been refused in the past. The first time I applied for the UK visitor visa due to lack of evidence that I have of strong ties to Indonesia. I was at that time doing a training in Jakarta, so I didn't have any stable income. I didn't own any property, and I don't have any responsibility require me to go back to Indonesia. While I could have asked for the training center to provide any letter of confirmation to clarify my status in there and why I am needed to come back and finish my studies. The thing that I regret, though, the Home Office didn't really clarify in detail the specific reason. That was something that I felt at that time could be the reason why it was rejected. And also, I didn't have a stable income. Even though I had a sponsor, my partner in the UK, we couldn't show that I was going to be able to support myself while I am in the UK, even without his help. And we can only learn from mistakes. And after that, all my visa applications, thankfully, have been accepted by the UK visa immigration, and I never had any issues. In the past 10 years, I have been helping my friends and family to get their UK visa. So once you have submitted your application form, you are going to pay for the application, and you're going to book an appointment date where you can submit your biometric and photo at the application center. You will be able to submit your documents online as well. After you submit the biometrics and photo, it takes usually 3 weeks to process your application, or 15 working days. You can, however, though, buy the priority service, which allows you to get a faster decision, normally 5 working days, with additional £500 on top of the standard fee. For now, and recently, super priority service was released this year. You can get the decision on the next working day for only £1,000 more. Obviously, it will be depending uh, on your urgency in getting the visa, so you can choose which one is the best suitable for you. I wrote here that the time on this type of visa, visitor visa, does not count towards settlement. So if your goal is to settle in the UK in the future, no matter how many times you have been visiting the UK, staying in the UK with your partner or family, the Home Office will not count this time towards your settlement. Because to settle in the UK, the indefinite leave to remain, you will need to stay in the UK for 5 years, but on another type of visa, not this one. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you find it helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to know more about UK visas. On the next one, I'm going to be sharing about the UK fiancé visa and the spouse visa, and anything related to living in the UK. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.